So 969, good morning. It's your More Music Request Workday. All thanks to Petter Suspension and Brakes and Tyre. Alice Springshaw here with Loz, getting you through till midday. And we're going to get into part 2 of the morning ramble.
And no cliffhanger. So we didn't really... We were just talking about the state of origin and Rhodey cleaning up the garden. It's all done now, so it's looking nice.
It looks very lovely.
I managed
outside.
to go and have a little quick chat with him about what he was doing. So he wasn't going to destroy the tree and kill it off. He's just cut it down. He wants to make it in. There's on the right hand side, or if you're looking from the road, the left hand side. There's another one of the same kind, and he's made into like a beautiful kind of ball, you know?
Yeah, right.
So he's cut it and trimmed it and done it. So what he's going to do, he's cut the big branches off and it's just got a few suckers on it, and he's going to turn it into another ball. He's going to try and make a little bush out of it so it looks neat and symmetrical. Oh. God, he's good, isn't he?
How fancy. How fancy is that?
Very good indeed.
Yeah, right. What day is it today?
It is Thursday, so the weekend's not far away. We've got...
Have you got anything on this weekend?
I really don't.
Interesting.
Is there anything on?
I've actually got something on Friday. Oh. Listen, I'm just so busy lately, and it is so not my style to be so busy. Actually,
there is something on. I'll tell you in a sec, but go on.
Even last night, I went and caught up with my family again, who are currently in town. They're living today, actually.
Oh, nice.
So I was out of the house again last night. Mm-hmm. So 2 nights in a row.
Is your cousin here?
Yes.
Yep.
So 2 nights in a row. Go me.
Go you. What'd you do?
Just went and visited with them. Yeah.
I just went to wherever they're staying.
Yeah. They've been staying at Discovery, so they're
the
caravanning.
Nice one.
Yep. So I went and just caught up with them there, which was really fun. Do you know what I will say though? You can tell, like when I went to Discovery both days, like Tuesday and Wednesday, and you can tell when you walk in, you're like, yeah, tourists, because there were so many kids in the pool.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's not hot, but I guess when you're from like Melbourne or something, not so much yesterday it was only 19 degrees, but the day before was 27.
Yeah, it was nice.
So
the day before.
For people from down south and stuff,
love that.
it was hot. It was beach weather. I was like,
but were people in the pool yesterday?
Yes.
Crazy.
I was like,
freeze your bits off, I say.
Yeah, I was like, why not dance on the line of hypothermia?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're on holidays.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
It was quite funny.
Actually, you brought me up, I was going to bring this up, I think, yesterday. That whole thing about, you remember that when you were younger, they used to say, oh, you'll catch a cold if you go in the cold? Which has been proven a wives' tale. But I feel like lately that's how it is around here.
You always...
rug yourself up so you don't get a cold. Remember that?
Yes, I always have that in my head because even now someone will say to me, oh, you'll catch a cold, like something like that. And I always have this, it's like this, when something happens in your life, it's like a core memory. So this core memory of a sports teacher at Nidri Tech making us run laps, and it was raining, and we were all complaining that he was making us do sports outside while it was raining. And we're like, we're going to get sick, we're going to catch a cold. And he was like, a cold is a virus. You don't catch that from weather.
That's right.
And it just has always stuck with me now. So now when anyone says you're going to catch a cold, I'm like, well, technically...
You can't.
You can't.
However, did you all catch colds?
I don't know. I probably not. Remember. I don't know. We were just complaining about him making us run in the rain.
Now, there is something on this weekend. There's horse racing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Sunday.
Here, right.
Here in town.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So that's about it, really.
Well, I've got a wedding on Friday.
A wedding?
Yeah.
So you're going to a wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to say who or no? Which one?
Yeah, sure. It's Blakey's wedding.
Blakey.
So
congratulations.
So they're having like a bit of a reception. Yeah. So I'll just be going to that.
Some finger food and some.
No idea. I just know I'm going to a reception on Friday evening.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
You're going to be out and about. I think you're going to be the social butterfly this weekend. I have literally nothing on. I'm not going to go to the races either. I don't think I'll go to that.
Well, I've got that one thing on, and I'm happy it's Friday because then I have the whole weekend to not do anything. Because I feel like I'm definitely going to need that this week.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, I think I'm just going to have to hibernate a little bit.
Yes, you're going to need
I've been a bit social lately.
Yeah, the introvert and all that will kick back in, if you don't mind me saying.
No, that's fine. I agree. I'll wake up on Saturday and I'll be like, can't leave the house.
Can't leave the house for 2 days. Look, I could almost do that.
Yep.
I could almost not leave the house on the weekend.
Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like I should potentially, today being Thursday, I should potentially after work today go do like my Coles shop and that.
So it's all out of the way. Get it.
That's what I mean. Like, because I'm like, well, today's Thursday. If I do my Coles shop and like all the stuff all the errands I would need to run this weekend, do it today, and then tomorrow have the wedding, and then Saturday, Sunday not have to leave the house.
See, I'm the opposite to you. I want to leave everything, the washing, everything, cleaning the house, the whole works. I want to leave it all for the weekend because I don't want to just sit around doing nothing all weekend.
Yeah, right. No.
So I'll leave all these little chores and then I'll make them last longer so they just take the whole weekend.
It's a little sad. I'd rather do absolutely nothing than do chores.
No, because I'm not big on sitting in front of TV and stuff at the moment. I'm just not in the mood.
Read a book. Read Harry Potter.
Fall asleep.
We spoke about this.
I'll fall asleep, and I spoke about that too. I fall asleep if I read a book. I don't want to sleep all weekend either, because then your body clock's all mucked up. So working radio, we getting up at the time we get up, or I get up. It's not good for the body clock to be mucked around too much of the weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I mucked my body clock up quite a bit, and as a result of that, I've been pretty tired all week. I've had some good night's sleep. The last 2 or 3 nights have been fantastic.
It does mess you up. I filled in for brekkie for like a year and a half, and Mondays were always extra hard because the Saturday and Sunday thrown out waking up early, and then you had to wake up early on Monday, and then you'd be so tired that Tuesday you'd be a bit off. Wednesday, Thursday, you're like waking up fine early. Friday, end of the week.
Friday.
And then all of a sudden the weekend would, like, you'd just get into the swing of things and the weekend would ruin it for you again.
You know what I hate the most on the weekend? I don't set an alarm Saturday, Sunday morning unless I was gardening, which I'm not doing any gardening at the moment. And the last weekend I didn't set the alarm. Or I set the alarm for like something ridiculous, like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, if I'm not awake by this time, I should be. So I should be.
Or I had things I had to do at lunchtime-ish, right? Anyway, bang, on 7 or 8 in the morning, both mornings, Saturday, Sunday, I was awake.
Same.
And I went to bed late on both nights, I think, and yet again I was up.
Do you know what? I did the same. I feel like once I
went to bed late on Friday with you guys. I went to bed at 3 in the morning. I was up at 8.
I feel like that when you take the pressure off having to go to work, it's helpful to the body clock. But so, for example, I've got crazy insomnia, but if I don't have to go to work the next day, I could fall asleep at 9:30. Yeah. Like on a Friday night, like I could go to sleep nice and early.
Yeah.
It's like taking the pressure off of the alarm going off on the next day makes it easier for me to go to sleep. And then sure enough, on the weekend, I'll wake up earlier than what I do during the week, just naturally. And I'm like, what is going on?
And I always look across at my alarm, if I can sleep in, when it hits that normal time for me to get up, I always take a glance at my clock. Luckily, most mornings I go back to sleep, when I don't need to get up at that time. But I take a glance every morning. I think my alarm goes off at 5. In the weekend, I'll have a look. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, go back to sleep. And I generally do. But life's interesting, isn't it?
Life is interesting, and this has been, although I'm interested in it, riveting. 7.5 minutes that our listeners will not get back. But we're going to get back into the tracks. If there's a song that anyone wants to hear, it is your More Music Request Workday. Get those requests through 8955 969.
See you tomorrow.